Hello, we're back and we're talking about something, to be completely honest with you, that I'm not necessarily the best at. I had to learn this because a lot of times people will say like I'm a ball of energy, right? So when you think of energy, you think moving fast and going and doing, and yeah, that's kind of what I do, right? But the thing about it is, the greatest power that I have found is in learning to be still. Learning to breathe and be so quiet that you can hear your breath, right? And that's hard for someone especially when you get so focused on a goal. You know, you've made it a baby God in your life, right? And now you wake up every day, and that's me. I would pop up and I'm getting ready. I'm getting going on everything that, I set out to do. But honestly, it's one of our friends. Her name is Youngie. Special shout out to her. Last night, she said to me that sometimes we get to a point where we are so focused on what we're doing that we are leading the Holy Spirit instead of the Holy Spirit leading us. And the moment we do that, we're out of the will of God. We're actually fighting God when we're the one leading instead of allowing Him to lead us. That just wrecked my world last night, right? Because you can get to the point where you're so strong in what you do, like in what I do as a speaker, that it's almost autopilot. You're like, okay, I'm showing up, give me the mic, where's the stage? And you know what to do, but you don't want to do that. You want to always be surrendered, right? So that God can use you in a new way, right? Of course, you have your experience, you have your teaching, you have your training to fall back on. But when you master things like breathing and visualizing, it allows you to center and get to a quiet, still place to allow God to use your experience that He has given you, your training that you've learned, or to do something completely new that'll wreck you and surprise everyone else, including you. So you have to slow down. I hope that inspires you to slow down and learn the power of breathing. The power of visualizing, even in the moment, what it is that you're working towards, so that subconsciously you are always in that moment. Just like we talked about being present recently, there's a quote that says that your body will not do what your mind has not already done. Right? So if you haven't done it in your mind first, your body is like, whoa. That's why when they say fight or flight, right? If you're running, it's because, look, this is foreign to you. I don't know what this is. I've never seen it before. And so you're ready to go, right? Or you're freeze. You know how someone have the response, they'll just freeze because they have no reference point. But let's say that you've been intentional to visualize you winning, to visualize you overcoming, to visualize, to be so present that, you're visualizing God using you in a new way. If you're intentional to visualize who it is that God is creating you to be, then guess what? When it's that time for you to show up, you've given yourself one reference point, right? To now fall into. Because we know we're not alone on this journey. We know that whether you believe in God or not, we know that there's a force greater than us that is operating in our favor, right? Because even if you made it, you fought off millions of others, right? That were also trying to make it here. So from the very beginning, you were purposed, you were chosen, and it's in us being intentional to be still and be present and be quiet and visualize, using these exercises that will empower us to be what it is that we're called to be and fulfill our potential. That's our prayer for you. That's our hope for you on this journey. That's why we're so invested. We're invested because we know, first of all, it's possible. We're an example of it. Everything we're talking to you about, we are living it right now. Not lived it, but we are living it right now. We're working on it. And we know that it's possible for you too. So be intentional. Stop. Be still. There's one of my favorite songs, and the lyrics say, "Be still, my soul, be still. Wait patiently upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. So even though if you're a busybody, a doer like me, sometimes that's one of the hardest things you can do. It feels like you're not being productive. It feels like there's so many things that you can do. Why am I just sitting here? But let me tell you, it's when you're still, it's when you're visualizing, you'll see the bigger and better that God has for you that supersedes your thought and your way. So be intentional to take the time out. Okay, take the time out so you can hear what he's trying to tell you and what he's trying to do in your life. Talk to you later.